Hey, what's up guys? It's Nick from TidBit Sports and welcome back to another episode of the TidBit. So the NBA is going through some giant changes right now in terms of the player personnel that we are seeing on teams' rosters. For the past, God knows how many years, and definitely over a decade, but longer than that for some of these guys, we've seen players the like of Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and all of the other great players in the game a few years earlier, like Steve Nash, and obviously Dirk Nowitzki's still there. All these guys have been the face of the NBA for so long now. It has been them, and then obviously LeBron James, and then in recent times, Stephen Curry. But those first four guys that I mentioned, they're all going to be gone. Kobe Bryant, remember last season, had his giant farewell tour, going to stadium, basically making people love him when he spent his entire career making people hate him on the court. That Black Mamba persona and personality that he had changed last season. It was a completely different Kobe. But it's weird to think about that Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and Paul Pierce will all be gone after next year. Obviously, this upcoming season, Kobe will still be gone, Duncan will be gone, and Garnett will be gone. But Paul Pierce announced today that this will be his last time ever putting on an NBA uniform for this last season. He will be retiring at the end of the year. This is a guy who's definite first ballot Hall of Famers. All four of these guys are first ballot Hall of Famers without a doubt. These guys were the main people on their rosters for so long. And when you think about Garnett and Pierce teaming up, facing off against Kobe in the finals in the mid-2000s, it's unbelievable because to me, this is a little bit of, almost like a nostalgic moment. Because I'm a Bulls fan, but besides Derrick Rose, there really has been no one on the roster that has meant as much as these guys do in the league for their teams. For so long, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce have been really four of the main staples in the NBA. Definitely four of the greatest players. Of course, yes, in the last few years, all of them have shown their age. Injuries have plagued most of them. Definitely the fast-paced NBA game has affected them. They are not able to compete at the same level that they once were. These were the guys that were owning the NBA for a long time, really successful. These were the main guys, constant all-stars. You wouldn't go a year without seeing one of these guys on an all-star team, if not starting, if not every year. These were four guys that were always in the hunt for an MVP vote. Didn't matter. These guys were just all over the NBA and four of the greatest players that this game has ever seen. Frankly, these are four of the greatest players the world has ever seen, and three of them earned themselves big nicknames that they'll remember and can go down as: the Black Mamba for Kobe, the Big Ticket for Garnett, and the Truth for Pierce. Now, unfortunately, Duncan doesn't have a nickname like that, but he doesn't need one. He was never one of that. He wasn't that kind of player. But with the league going through the changes that it's going through now, obviously, for the past few years, none of these guys have been the face of the NBA. Kobe was for a while, and he was still producing at a high level even a couple of years ago, and so was Duncan. But the face of the NBA has been and will continue to be LeBron James. But in recent years, obviously, it's been LeBron, and Stephen Curry has been rising to fame. Kevin Garnett, a couple of years ago, he's kind of resurrecting his career, going off to Golden State now. And obviously, then the likes of Russell Westbrook still at OKC, and James Harden. All these big-time players, they are great players, but these guys were the faces of the NBA. When you look, these are the wily veterans, the guys that help their teams, the youngsters, grow and improve. It's going to be sad for me because these are the guys that I grew up watching. Because being a Bulls fan at the time when all of these guys were at their best, no Bulls players really compared to them. Derrick Rose for that short period when Kobe was still good and Pierce and Garnett were kind of producing, but not really anymore. They were kind of falling off a little bit. Duncan was still producing at a high level, so Kobe and Duncan were still producing at a good rate when Garnett and Pierce kind of started showing their age a little bit. But only having Derrick Rose for those couple of seasons as a Bulls fan is very disappointing. I hadn't grown attached to an NBA player like that. But seeing these four guys, these were four players that even though they weren't on my team, I just loved watching. So to see them now leave and be gone, it's going to be a little bit sad. The NBA is going to be going through a major personnel change now on the court. And it'll be interesting to see what things turn out like after next year once Paul Pierce is gone. But officially, all four of these guys will be retired after the end of the 2016-2017 season, with only Pierce remaining in this year. So let me know what you guys think. about all 4 of these guys in the comments down below. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Were they the face of the franchises? I think they were. Were they face of the NBA? I also think that these 4 guys really exemplified what the NBA was for so long over the past decade. But that's going to do it for today's episode of TidBit. If you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a like. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you with another episode of TidBit tomorrow. See ya. Peace.